language can die in a very various way. Some of them die gradually.
Gradually,
Yeah,
like step by step.
Yeah, some of them die suddenly or even radically.
Radically.
So yeah.
Okay.
So from that explanation, we can infer that there are 3 types of.
Okay, we
language
discussed
that-
about the first type. First thing is gradually. What is
Yeah.
that?
So we can call it as gradual language death. So this happen when a language dies slowly, step by step, gradually. It happens in a very long period of time.
Okay.
Usually it happens in bilingual community, where there are 2 languages are used and spoken by the
Okay,
community.
like the first language and the second language, like that.
Let's say
Okay.
this is language A, this is language B.
Uh,
Day by day, one of them, let's say language A, become more prestigious. It become more dominant than language B. With this situation, the society will begin to use language A more often, right?
okay.
Maybe in a very long period of time, the citizen will remain bilingual. Sometimes they use language A, sometimes they use language
B,
But
and then
just
time
like-
by time, yeah.
The citizen will be less fluent in language B,
Okay.
and then the newest generation, until one day they forget how to
Use the
and
language
speak
B.
Language B,
Okay.
and language B finally will die.
Okay, gradually.
Yeah, this is gradually. It happens in a very long period of time.
Okay, okay. I see. And then the second one is what is suddenly.
Yeah,
Sudden language death.
Yeah, sudden language death is actually the opposite of gradual language death. They are the opposite. Gradual language death happens slowly, step by step. Meanwhile, sudden language death will happen all of the sudden. The
Yeah.
language suddenly
Directly
disappear.
stop. Okay.
Yeah, in the
Okay.
community. There are, in general, 2 reasons why sudden language death can happen. The first one
Okay.
is violence. and-
Violence.
Yeah, the second one is disaster. Disaster.
Okay. How about the violence first?
Violence here means genocide, and most of the time it happens in the past.
Yeah. I know.
Colonialism era.
Colonialism era. Okay.
It happens long time ago in Tasmania.
Okay.
One of countries in Australia. So long time ago, they were colonized by European colonies,
Okay.
and then these European colonies
Genocide.
did the genocide to all Tasmania inhabitants
Okay.
until no one was left at
Okay.
that time.
So not only the people and also the language itself.
Yeah, so when the language die, when the people
When
die,
the native speaker die,
The
and
language
also the
die with
language. Okay.
yeah, so
Okay. Automatically, people die. And
yeah,
the
because of
language
this
die.
genocide, the language gone in a very short period of time.
Okay.
Right.
Stop. Oke, masih jalan.
Masih jalan ya, barangkali udah jauh-jauh.
Okay, go on.
And
And apa? Disaster.
Again, we never know what happened in the future, right? It happens long time ago as well, but I forget the place and the
Okay.
language. Maybe in certain language they gone because the people died
because of the
certain
disaster. Okay.
The disaster killed all of the people, just like what we discussed before. When the people die, the language die
Okay.
with them.
When there is no native speaker
Yeah.
and also there will be no other language. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's sudden language death.
Okay. And the last is radical.
Radical language death. So this is a bit similar with sudden language death,
Okay.
but there is an obvious
Oh,
difference.
the
as well.
factor is different.
Yeah, the factor that caused them is different.
Okay.
In sudden language death, the factor is external factor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
external factor.
like what?
Violence
Like violence.
and disaster
Okay.
from external. But in radical language death, the factor is internal.
Internal. Come from the user itself.
Yeah, come
Okay.
from the language user
Such
itself.
as the example.
Maybe they want to get more. Maybe they want to get a better financial, so they have to inevitably change their language. But we can also see from the history. A long time ago, it happens in El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Yeah, you can search in the internet. So the local inhabitants in
The
that,
local people.
yeah, the local
Okay.
people in that country what is it? Intentionally stop using their local language because they want to be. They don't want to be identified as the local language, as the local inhabitants.
There are some reasons.
Yeah.
So they want to stop using this because what is it?
Because at that time there were so many colonies.
Okay.
When the colonies will kill
It's
any
danger
local,
for them. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
they stop using their local language because they want to avoid themselves to be killed by the colonies. So this is
Because it can identify you.
Yeah.
You are the Salvador.
Yeah, you are local inhabitants,
Okay.
so you will be killed.
So they decided to stop using that language
Yeah.
radically.
Yes, because they want to
Okay.
avoid them to
They
be killed.
want to.
Yeah.
So it may happen to us
Yeah.
maybe someday.
Hopefully
Hopefully not.
Yes.
But it's like, what is it? What we gonna do if it happen to our generation next year, and then the next generation,
Yeah.
our child, and then our grandchild. So do you have any suggestion how to preserve these things?
Yeah. So before this language that happened in our society to our indigenous languages, we have to do something to preserve them, to keep them alive in our community. First, we have what is it? The first role is our government.
Okay.
Our government has a very important role to preserve these indigenous languages, our heritage languages. They have to establish one regulation, one policy to at least encourage the citizen to use their local language.
Okay.
It happens in
Yeah.
in my district, Kuningan. The government launch one policy to, what is it, invite the citizen to speak Sundanese every Friday in any occasions.
Oh yeah.
And I do believe another district also do the same. That's a good way to preserve.
And then any other?
And then the next one is from the parents. I do agree that parents is our first teacher, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Family, parents is our first social society.
Yeah.
We can use our indigenous language.
So parents must at least introduce
Yep.
their local language first before they try to teach
Another
international language,
like Bahasa Indonesia or English
Yeah.
or something.
At least they have to introduce the local language first. And what I believe is that when the people are fluent in using their local language, let's say Sundanese or Javanese, they will be easier for them to master Bahasa Indonesia.
Yep.
Because the structure is the same, right?
The same.
We have SPOK,
Yeah.
subject, verb, object.
Actually,
English.
language has the same structure.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially our indigenous, our national language and English, they are the
Yeah,
same.
the same.
So when our children are fluent in using indigenous language, their local language, they will be easier for them to master Bahasa Indonesia.
Yep.
And then when they master Bahasa Indonesia, it's gonna be easier also for them to be fluent in using English because
Yeah.
they have the same
The
basic
same.
structure.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's the role of parents.
And then any other?
And the next one is we have to record. We have to record the language in form of documents.
Okay.
Yeah, we never know what happened in the future. Maybe disaster happen and kill all of the citizens.
Yeah.
If that happens, let's say, we still have the documents for the next generations to learn.
Okay.
So that's several ways, several stuff that we can at least do to preserve and keep our heritage language alive in our community.
Okay. This is so unique topic.
Very interesting.
Not only for the students, but also for the people in general.
Yes.
They have to struggle to protect the language.
Yeah.
Not only English and Bahasa Indonesia, especially for the the term indigenous
Indigenous language.
heritage language,
Our
like
local language.
our local language. Okay, because our local language is in danger,
Yes.
Yeah,
many
many of our local language is in danger because of the user, the native itself.
Yeah.
The next, the future generation doesn't know about how to use the local language, and they lack of vocabulary.
Yes.
Yeah, some of the children, if Sundanese people or Cirebonese people say this thing, they don't know what is that mean.
Yeah.
one word and they lost. What does it? That what
Yeah.
does it mean? Okay.
Yeah, so yeah,
Hmm.
we do agree that mastering international language like English,
Yeah.
Mandarin, Arabic,
Yeah, we need it.
It's important.
It's
For
important.
us to survive, to get more jobs. It's important. But
Mm-mm.
as Indonesian citizen, it is also important for us to at least fluent in
Yeah.
our heritage language.
And we realized there is no subject or topic again in the class, which is learning the local language like Cirebonese.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we don't learn it in the school in the classroom
Yeah.
today.
really?
Really, I
Oh,
think
okay.
some of the school there is no subject like Sunda, Bahasa Sunda, and we learn for about 90 minutes about Sundanese and Cirebonese.
Yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
in the future there will be
Yeah.
new rules to encourage the people
Yeah.
to use our heritage language and
Okay.
more.
Language is also a living thing.
Yeah, it's
We
a
have
living
to what is it? Preserve it.
And
The way
that's-
we preserve the environments.
Mhm.
Okay.
Language make us different and make us unique.
Okay.
This is the element that make us different with other nations. You know, Indonesia.
One of the identity.
Yes, Indonesia is very rich, not only because of the natural resources, but we are rich because we have so many heritage languages that other nations do not have.
Do not have it. Okay.
So actually, another nation I do believe they envy. You know,
Yeah.
they want to be like us who have many local languages.
Or maybe they have a lot of local language, but they don't know how to preserve it, like
Yeah.
Indonesian do. Indonesian
Yeah.
do. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Alda, and
wish you-
keep saying is bye bye.
Yeah, wish you again.